Start off in the greenhouse here. Here we've got some artichokes. They're 2-year plants. These were sown last year and they've been overwintering. Now ready to start going out. Big wide world. We also started off some garlic here a couple of months ago, and they've been growing away in the greenhouse. And they're planted in, you notice there's gravel on top and there's also gravel in the mix. Garlic liking a nice drier environment. And these are about ready to go out. Just check underneath and you'll see if the roots start to grow out through the pot, then it's time to go out. So head out outside. So, fine spring morning, 1st of March. This is the Mighty Burdock. How the mighty have fallen. This has done its job, this whole thing, remarkably, on that tiny bit of root. See how small that root is now? Let's say it can't grow big roots, but look at the height of that. That whole structure, that whole edifice has been supported by that tiny root. So as we said, this is burdock. Burdock's a biennial. Grows a big load of leaves in the first year, and then it stores that in its root, the root that we harvest medicinally, and then uses the energy from that root to grow these huge flowering structures. And it managed to grow this huge structure so fast because it's full of pith. Inside is very lightweight. The whole structure is very lightweight, and we see at the end of the branches here the famous little burrs that will cling onto you and are full of seeds, cling on to passing people and animals. And as I say, that part of the plant has done its job, and so now that will now rot back down into the soil. This is our vegetable growing area. We use not a no dig but a kind of low dig system here. This bit has had potatoes in it, so it's been dug over a bit when the potatoes were lifted, and then it's been covered by a light mulch of straw, which we're just going to take back off just now and check that there's no weeds, etc. So we do use grass paths between these beds, for better or worse, and the grass will sometimes invade into the vegetable bed. The mulch helps that, and then every so often we'll cover the whole thing in mulch to cut the grass back again. A lot of growers use membrane, this black membrane. Made from plastic though, unfortunately, but and difficult to keep down if you're in a windy area. You use all sorts of wood and sandbags, earth bags, but it's slightly worried that the plastic will get into the wider environment, and so we don't grow through it. In general terms, we just use it to cover the ground. And it is a very effective way of keeping the weeds down. As you can see here, lifting up after winters, the ground is almost completely clear, certainly of annual weeds. Some stubborn weeds, of course, will still grow through. There's a bit of nettle root there, and some of these things will grow for miles underneath it, but then they are easier weeded. The other drawback of this material is if you cut it, then the plastic's going to go out into the environment. If we do put holes in it, then we tend to burn the edges to stop that. But the other disadvantage of this system is, if you can see at the bottom of the picture there, these little white eggs are slug eggs, and it's very effective at blocking the light, but it's also a sort of paradise under which these little darlings will grow and multiply, so you have to be vigilant of that. As we can see here, you might want to turn the stuff over regularly and let the robins get at the eggs. Mulch is any covering that covers the soil, and best done over the winter in Scotland certainly, or in the growing season. And here we can see the use of a straw mulch covering a bed. It has to be reasonably deep. This is just straw that we picked up from around. You want to buy it and you want to get some organic straw. And it does need to be quite deep, and if it's a windy site then you may want to use canes etc. to tie it down, and you can plant through it as well if you like, but in order to suppress the weeds seen here, it would have to be a reasonable depth of material, and this is going on to the hugel culture system or hill growing system that we can talk about in another video. So thanks for listening, and hope get out into your garden, and don't be tempted to burn any of that nice material, especially stemmy stuff. There's a lot of friendly beasts really good for your garden in there overwintering. You can cut it down if you want now, but leave it lying about for a bit longer till they're well woken up. There is an idea that mulch applied too early in the spring can prevent the ground from heating up, but it's fine if it's applied over the winter.